the new beginning. Now, Sri said on a couple of occasions that as far as he was concerned, he did not need this Brahman light for himself. He did not need it for himself. Because he was always everything. He was always everything. So there is no question of he wanting it for himself. He said that all yoga tapasya from that on onward was for the collective consciousness. For the soul here, for the material creation here. So whatever has to happen here for the sake of the material creation. And his whole direction, movement, yoga started going towards the supremalization of the various paths on a collective level. That was an important thing. And the problem was the physical resistance of the earth nature that had to be overcome, that had to be conquered. The battle was there. It was not the battle of the future. The hero warrior also had to be of a different kind. The hero warrior had to fight the battle of the night, not the battle of the light, the battle of the night, the battle of death. He had to do that thing, and then win the victory over night. Then only the doors of light can open out for them to bring through them all the human gods to come down here and do the work in the earth's atmosphere here. Now that is what had started happening during the period 1936 to 1950. Sri Yoga Sadhana was initially directed towards that for those 14 years, you can say that roughly. But as I said, the earth resistance was too stiff. Now, in these kind of implications, these problems, these issues, which were explicitly stated by Sri in Savitri. In Savitri, essentially, you can say that Savitri started coming out after this sonnet, 1936, and he saw the problem there, and whatever had got to be done through Savitri. How was Savitri going to achieve? Well, those are great details, but let me tell you that the power of the word is such that it fixes what it contains. What it contains, that is fixed in the earth consciousness, and that is exactly what Savitri is. When he is talking about the supreme life or anything, that gets fixed in the very physical of the earth itself. That is what Savitri is, and that is what people are doing after the golden light entered into his physical, physically. Now, as I said, the issue was the dog's tail. The dog's tail is the inconscient nature, the inconscient creation here, the legacy of inconscience which we carry along with us. Well, that's the problem also. God shape it is facing. Basically, yeah. You see, yeah, in fact, it is very apt that it has happened when I'm going to talk about the issue involved about the supramental manifestation, you see. And it has come up very appropriately in that sense, you see. Basically, as I was talking about the dog's tail, it was not getting straightened at all. It was not getting straightened at all because the dog's tail is fashioned by inconscience. By inconscience. And unless you go to the root cause of it, you cannot straighten that thing at all. See. So the problem had to be tackled at the level of inconscience. In other words, there is a kind of an inbuilt resistance in earth nature to receive the higher powers of the spirit. Light, joy, happiness, knowledge, wisdom, they do not come easily and remain here in the earth nature. On one particular occasion, as we have in the opening canto of Savitri, the omniscient goddess, the divine Shakti, she wanted to come and carry on the evolution further, the omniscient goddess. But she was very eager, she was very keen to do that thing. And almost things would have changed. Almost. Almost the new creation would have begun with that. She uses the word almost twice in that particular passage there. Almost the descending triangle and the ascending triangle would have met and formed a perfect square in between, the perfect square of perfect manifestation. Almost that would have happened, the two triangles intersecting and the manifestation of the perfect square would have almost happened, but it did not happen because she was unwanted. She was unwanted. We were not ready, we were not prepared enough to retain her, to welcome her, that she comes and lives amongst us. She was unwanted. She goes back. She says, I'm sorry, I can't do anything more than that. Actually, this is not only a story, but it is a fact, in the sense that in 1946, the mother of love wanted to enter into the earth atmosphere and be here permanently in 1946. She wanted to be. She had almost come. She would have stayed. Things would have been totally different. But then again she found that things were not ready. They were not ready for her stay here, for her work here. Had she forced her own way, it would have been calamitous. It would have been disastrous. Her power, her strength, her intensity is such that things would have collapsed here, and therefore, in her omniscience, she withdraws. In her knowledge, in her pragmatism, she goes back and waits for a proper moment to arrive. So she goes back. It happened in 1946. Shavendra thought it was a very serious matter, that she is not able to come here. The earth nature is not fully ready for her arrival here. And from that moment onward, the entire course of his tapasya changed completely. And soon he thought that it would be necessary for either the mother or Shivandu to go back, to withdraw from this creation. It would be necessary for them to go back. He mentioned that thing to the mother, and the mother said, yes, I am ready. I will withdraw, I will go back. Shivandu stopped her. It cannot be that way. It cannot be that way. If necessary, I will go. If necessary, I will go. And you will have to carry on our work of supramental descent and manifestation. Manifestation. You will have to carry on that work yourself. That is what Kevin told the mother. And as a part of a greater strategy, on 5th December, tomorrow is 5th December, he withdrew from the physical here and took another station to work out things in the dynamics of the yoga so that things can move faster. And the wonder is, within 6 years, in 1956, the supramental light and force descended in the subtle physical of the earth on 29 February 1956. So that is how the yoga proceeded with rapid paces, like a flight of an eagle, as a phrase in Savitri would say, he was climbing up, like a flight of an eagle, you see. So that is how it happened. Now, this you can see in the context of what we have in the opening parts of Savitri. As I said, the omniscient goddess was keen to come here, but in her pragmatism, in her omniscience, she considered it better not to force the issue that way. She withdraws, unwanted, she withdraws. She withdraws to come in another way. When she finds that she is not able to do the work here, then there is a debate going on in the assembly of the gods, in the transcendent. The gods are debating, yes, this is the issue of this creation. She wants to go there, but this is not going to happen. They want to find out a method by which things can be worked out. Something has to be got done so that the process of manifestation can be speeded up. And the result of that debate in the assembly of the gods in the realm of Satchitananda is that it is not by the omniscient goddess that the thing will be done. The communique which is issued out as a part of that debate states that no, it is not omniscient goddess who is going to do it. She will not do it, she cannot do it. What is necessary is that the omniscient goddess must take mortal birth and enter into the earth atmosphere. Only by taking a mortal birth that things can be carried forward. And the omniscient goddess then comes as human Savitri. She does not do it directly, she comes now as human Savitri. She, omniscient goddess, takes the mortal birth as Savitri to do what has been decided in the assembly of the gods. She obliges, she has done a tremendous sacrifice, a great sacrifice of her royalty, of her majesty, of her greatness, of her beauty, of her love and all that, and accepted the conditions of suffering and misery and ugliness in the mortal creation here in order to transform them. She accepted those conditions. She as that little booklet, the mother said, she condescended to pass through portals of the birth, that is a death. That is the greatness of Savitri. That is the greatness of the omniscient goddess. She comes here, passes through the portals of the birth, that is a death. It is by going through the door of the death that death can be conquered, death can be abolished, can be dissolved. That's the only way by which things can happen. And that is what is depicted in the assembly of the gods in the first canto. That is how she comes here as Savitri. Because the problem is the problem of death. What is the issue there? The issue is that there are three disputants here on the earth. Earth, love, and doom. They are the three disputants, and the battle between them has to be settled. Earth, love, and doom. And the important thing is they are born of inconscience. Earth, love, and death, born of inconscience. Yes, things have to happen here because of the inconscious. They are born of inconscious. That is what is the problem. Had they been born of the superconscious, there would not have any problem at all. Earth has been created as a specific center, a significant center for carrying on the process of evolution from nothing to the full, from emptiness to the completeness. Earth has been created as a significant center for that purpose, and whatever has to happen on Earth. In fact, in the ancient tradition, we say that Earth belongs to what is called Mrityu Loka. All that has to happen in the Mrityu Loka, and Earth is a center for all those things to happen here. Love. Now that may come as a kind of a shock to us, how love is born of inconscience. Do, yes, he is born of inconscience, obviously. There's no difficulty about that. But love, how love is born of inconscience. Love is supposed to be supreme and all that. But Savitri says, Savitri says, towards the end of the first candle itself, that these three disputants were born of inconscience. Love is born of inconscience, very significant, and behind it is entire story, entire occult background of how the creation started, how the creation really began. And that story is narrated in a very lucid, very simple, very sweet, and very appealing manner by the mother herself. She says that four divine powers, four divine gods, they drifted away from the supreme source. Four powers of the divine, they drifted away from their origin. Because they drifted away because they were the transcendental gods. Therefore, they had full freedom. They had full freedom to do what they wanted to do. And in that freedom, they went away, far away from the Supreme Himself. And the moment they cut off themselves from the Supreme, they turn into their opposite. They turn into their opposite. Because the contact with the Supreme is lost now. They turn into the opposite. Life became death. Truth became falsehood. Joy became suffering. Consciousness became inconscience. Four powers were kind of fallen powers now, and they had turned into the opposite. When this horror of separation was seen, all the four powers going away, the mother using the word horror of separation was seen, then the divine took an immediate action. He himself plunged into this void. He saw that there is an emptiness there. They had become opposite. The Supreme himself plunged into the void and stationed himself in the void, forming a kind of a platform-based support for things to happen, to move on further. The Supreme becomes love in the inconscious. He has taken the station in the inconscious and become love. And therefore, he is born of inconscience when he is coming now in the process of evolution. Love, earth, doom, they are born of inconscience in that sense. And it is love who must be now helped out from this grip of inconscience. Srimandu says, love is in the grip of death and he has to be rescued. He has to be rescued here. Now, the mother makes it very clear who is love. When the Supreme has plunged into the void here, he has become love. Who is love? She said that he is Satyavan. It is Satyavan, the Supreme himself, who was stationed in inconscience, and therefore he is the grip of death. He is in the grip of death. And therefore the struggle is between love and death and earth, because things have to happen on earth. So it is in that context now the omniscient goddess decides to take the mortal birth as Savitri. The divine Savitri comes here as human Savitri in order to rescue Satyavan from the grip of death. That is, from the grip of death in which he has fallen. He comes here to rescue him.